Today, we'll delve into the story of the legendary Azuki Nagamitsu, a blade known for its unparalleled sharpness. This very sword was the favorite of Uesugi Kenshin, the renowned god of war and dragon of Echigo from the Sengoku era. Join us as we explore the fascinating tale behind this iconic weapon. Azuki Nagamitsu is a Japanese sword believed to have been crafted during the Kamakura period. It was forged by Nagamitsu, a skilled swordsmith from the Osafune school who was active in the Bizen province during the Kamakura period. Nagamitsu is recognized as the son of Mitsutada, who is known as the founder of the Osafune school. Among Nagamitsu's works, there are several swords designated as national treasures, including the Daihanya Nagamitsu. Nagamitsu's creations are characterized by their broad blade width, and many of them feature a distinctive shape known as boar's head tip. These robust examples showcase his inheritance of the distinctive style from his father, Mitsutada. While the majority of his works embody this style, there are also existing slender touchy blades. Both types exhibit exceptional craftsmanship, and it is this mastery that earned Nagamitsu the reputation of being a master swordsmith. Although Azuki Nagamitsu is widely recognized by name, its current whereabouts remain unknown, and detailed measurements of the swords are unavailable. The only photographs believed to be of this sword have been found at Chorinji Temple in Ashikaga City. The Azuki Nagamitsu created by Nagamitsu was originally owned by a peasant from Echigo. One of Uesugi Kenshin's retainers recognized its potential and bought it from the peasant, believing it to be a remarkable sword without a doubt. An anecdote exists from the time when this sword passed from the peasant to the Uesugi clan. One day, a retainer of Uesugi Kenshin noticed a man carrying a bag of Azuki beans in shabby attire. Upon closer inspection, it became apparent that there were holes in the bag, causing the Azuki beans to spill out. However, what astonished the retainer was that the spilled Azuki beans were sliced in half. Remarkably, the Azuki beans that fell from the bag had been cut in two by the edge of the sword the man was carrying. Astounded by the incredible sharpness, the retainer immediately purchased the sword from the peasant and presented it to their lord Uesugi Kenshin. This event led to the naming of the sword as Azuki Nagamitsu. Uesugi Kenshin was an avid collector of various swords, with a particular fondness for the works of Nagamitsu. It's known that he owned a total of 5 Nagamitsu swords. While each sword was used for different purposes, one sword stood out as his favorite on the battlefield, Azuki Nagamitsu. After being cherished as Kenshin's beloved sword, the subsequent history of Azuki Nagamitsu remains a mystery. However, it is said that the sword found its way into the possession of the Ashikaga Nagao clan. In modern times, it was entrusted to Chorinji Temple, which served as the family temple of the Ashikaga Nagao clan. Yet, before long, individuals associated with the Nagao clan revisited Chorinji Temple and requested the return of the treasured sword. They took Azuki Nagamitsu with them, and in the summer of 1967, they even returned to the temple to claim they had sold the sword. As a memento, they left behind a photograph of Azuki Nagamitsu. Currently, the whereabouts of the sword remain unknown. Uesugi Kenshin, the wielder of Azuki Nagamitsu, was a renowned Sengoku-era warlord, often referred to as the Ikusagami, god of war, or the Echigo no Ryu, dragon of Echigo. His exceptional talents on the battlefield earned him these titles, showcasing his unparalleled prowess in warfare. Kenshin was also attributed to being the origin of the phrase sending salt to the enemy, signifying his adherence to principles of honor and integrity. Born as the son of Nagao Tamikage, Kenshin's father ruled the province of Echigo, modern-day Niigata Prefecture, through a tumultuous era of constant warfare. Even during Kenshin's early years, Echigo remained steeped in conflict. He was entrusted to the temple as a child, where he received education and martial training under the guidance of a monk. At the age of 11, Kenshin's father passed away, and his older brother Harukage succeeded as the Lord of Echigo. Harukage appointed the 13-year-old Kenshin as the Lord of Tochio Castle, intending for the brothers to collaborate in governing the province. Nearby clans, however, sought to challenge the young Kenshin and attempted to besiege Tochio Castle. With the support of allied warriors, Kenshin successfully repelled these attacks, marking an impressive debut on the battlefield. Through subsequent campaigns and alliances, Kenshin emerged victorious and established his position as the daimyo of Echigo, with the backing of the 13th shogun of the Muromachi shogunate, Ashikaga Yoshiteru. In 1551, he achieved the unification of Echigo at the age of 22 by quelling long-standing internal conflicts. Kenshin's strength became renowned far beyond his borders, leading even other warlords to seek refuge under his protection. Revered as a genius of war and feared by many, he stood apart from other prominent warlords due to his lack of territorial ambitions. Throughout his life, his domain was almost exclusively Echigo. He would engage in battles only when called upon by allies, and he achieved victory in nearly all of his campaigns. With over 70 expeditions in his lifetime, Kenshin is said to have suffered only 2 losses, and his reputation was such that some foes would flee at the mere mention of his name. Even the aspiring ruler, Oda Nobunaga, on the verge of unifying Japan, took careful measures not to antagonize Kenshin. Thus, he became known as the God of War and the Dragon of Echigo. Kenshin's upbringing under the care of the temple monks instilled a deep reverence for Buddhism, a facet that set him apart. He identified himself as an incarnation of Bishamonten, the deity of war, and his devotion to Buddhism garnered the loyalty and respect of his retainers. Furthermore, he is also renowned for his encounters with his rival warlord, Takeda Shingen, in the famous battles of Kawanakajima. Shingen, much like Kenshin, was a skilled and feared military leader. As Kenshin unified Echigo and focused on governing his domain, Shingen strengthened his position as the ruler of Kai, present-day Yamanashi Prefecture, and initiated invasions into Shinano, the neighboring province to Echigo. In 1553, the battles of Kawanakajima commenced, a conflict that spanned over 12 years and saw 5 major engagements. Particularly noticeable is the 4th battle that occurred in 1561. This intense battle is legendary for the reported one-on-one duel between Kenshin and Shingen. During this clash, it's believed that the sword, wielded by Uesugi Kenshin, was none other than Azuki Nagamitsu. Ultimately, the battles did not yield a clear victory, as both sides were unable to inflict decisive blows on each other. In addition to his martial feats, Kenshin's character is encapsulated in a popular Japanese proverb, sending salt to the enemy. This expression signifies the act of aiding rather than exploiting an adversary's weakness. The origins of this saying can be traced back to a story involving Kenshin and Takeda Shingen. At a time when Shingen, ruling over Kai, faced difficulties securing salt, Kenshin, who was his rival at the time, sent him salt in a gesture of goodwill. This episode reflects Kenshin's strong sense of honor and virtue. As we bring our exploration of Uesugi Kenshin and his iconic sword, Azuki Nagamitsu, to a close, we reflect on the impact of these historical treasures. Through the pages of time, this blade has stood witness to battles, honor, and the spirit of a warrior who captured the hearts of many. We hope you enjoyed this exploration into the world of Japanese swords. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content about the history of Japanese swords. Until next time, sayonara.